Greetings, greetings. We rolling? That's what's up. Okay, I guess I can start out with welcome out the gate because that's what it's going to be called, out the gate. Um, Podcast, YouTube channel, all that good stuff. But anyway, you're here with brother I Sir Slay and my guest. I'm gonna let him introduce himself, but you can fan back to me right now and let me tell y'all what's going on. But that is my guest, and I'm gonna let my guest introduce himself. But this is brother I Sir Slay with Out the Gate, iPod, YouTube channel, however you want to call it, and all that good stuff. And I got some questions about the Bible that I want to share with my guest. And he's a very good friend of mine, more so like a brother, uncle, even sometimes like a father figure, and an old friend that's been around so long that we honor each other conversation. Okay, so I got some questions. He don't know nothing about these questions. I asked him if I can get with him and talk to him and interview him about some things about the Bible. And that's basically what these questions are about 5 or 6, 7 of them. So now I'm going to let my guest introduce himself.
Hello, my name is Mr. Rose, and I'm here to try to answer these questions that Mr. Slim is coming with. And so I don't have any degrees, I don't have any thing like that, but I do have the knowledge of both Bible and Holy Quran. I do have those, so I'm going to try to answer these questions.
Okay. That's Brother Rose to me. I call him Brother Rose. And the way I met Brother Rose, my brother Tony, and everybody knows always Tony and Slim back in the day. You call me Slim, then I really know you know me if you call me Slim. But my brother Tony told me, Slim, get with Brother Rose. That's a bad man. My brother gave him that type of compliment. So when I had the chance to come across Brother Rose and Brother Rose came across me, he always been there. And always been somebody that I can talk to because I can remember back in my younger days I did a lot of visiting with my elders and I always wanted to hear and see what they think and that helped mold me become the person who I am. So, my first question, Brother Rose, religion. We all know what religion means as far as the word religion, but I want to know what is the meaning of the word religion far as religion, because it sounds like a region or something like that. So my first question to Brother Rose, what is the meaning of the word religion?
Well, now you could go and get the definition from the dictionary, but the word religion to me means control. Now, if somebody got a religion, they got somebody will follow and they can lead. And that's what religion is to me uh, in this day and age. You know, and they've been more devoted back then, but now they ain't devoted to too much at all. You know, if the religion ain't talking about self and what they can get out of it, it's no religion to them. So the word religion could mean a good hustle if you want to.
I like that, Brother Rose. So far as religion, far as the word meaning, like you said, you can get the definition.
hmm You can get the definition from YouTube. You can get it from all the dictionaries that you can call up, and they'll give you an answer for that.
Would you say religion is like war?
It's a form of war. It's a form of life. You know, because all religion, what do they do most? War with one another. It is a competition, right from the start. So both, all of them is war with one another. And they war with one another for the Toritians, the people. They want the people on their side, whether their religion are right or wrong. They don't care. It's the number of people that makes a religion real powerful. The bigger the religion, the more powerful the people that's in that religion.
Mm, mm, mm. So that the religion, being that it attracts the people,
Hmm.
and so out of that, what do you think the people really getting, far as religion go? What do you think people really getting from religion?
Well,
No
they
matter
get.
what nomination they might be or whatever, what do you think people really getting from religion?
I think they're getting a false sense of perception here. They think they get something, uh, but they're not. They're just getting an illusion. See, the religion is set up so you have to what, die to prove that it's true. Really. And nobody that we know have come back and told us, yeah, it's true. So it's all speculation. We know we died, and we know we go somewhere, but it's nobody on the earth can tell you where. But then I got a whole lot of people talking about this and that, Dante theory, if you would. You know, the 7 levels of hell, the 7 punishment. That's come from a man's mind, his imagination, and it is taught as actual. Now because, well, we over here in America, we have been taught a religion that definitely cannot be proven true. Now, scientists all over the world, the Western Hemisphere and Europe is the only one teach the religion of Christianity. Even the Jews won't teach it. You know, some of the Muslim factors are the same way because their religion goes right down the line similar to the other one because all of them is in competition. See, so you have to have things that is similar.
You know, you can get real deep on that one, and when you talk about religion and the meaning of religion, and as far as the origin of it too. But I pretty much got y'all there, because basically what I'm trying to do is get people to think. It's not to say, like the man said when he first started, I don't have no degree.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Okay, but I'm good with the religion right now. You want to add something else to it?
Well, I was going to say religion have always been used to huddle people together, and it's still used today. If it's got them huddled, they want to keep them together. They don't want them to advance no further than the religion itself.
So no further than the huddle.
Yeah, no further than the religion itself. The Bible will tell you
I like
that.
that.
I heard preachers say that when you
I
read
like
this,
that.
you don't need to read no other. Like God Almighty put all His volumes of knowledge in 1 or 2 or 3
I like
books, so no books can contain the knowledge that God has.
that. Okay,
You know.
brother Rose. Um, the next question is it true that Genesis was not the first book of the Bible? The first book was Exodus, then they put Genesis first.
Hmm.
Are you familiar with that?
The first book of the Bible, the oldest book of the Bible. What do you think the oldest book of the Bible is?
Well, we have to go back to Ethiopia, I would think.
Hmm. But the oldest book of the Bible is actually what's the book name?
Oh, the oldest book of the Bible,
Yeah, oldest book of the Bible.
not the oldest.
Enoch
Okay, Enoch.
is
Okay.
the oldest book of the Bible, and it was taken out of the book. You know.
And put back in.
Yeah. Well, it's taken completely out. The book of Enoch is not in the Bible.
But it's the oldest book.
Yes, because what? It was written by Abraham's great grandfather. See, he was so.
Okay.
So he would be older than the whole Bible itself. His book would be.
So you're not familiar with far as Exodus was the first book of the Bible, and then they put Genesis in place of Exodus?
No, I didn't run across that in my study.
All right, so maybe somebody in the comments or on
Mm-hmm.
the might
Yeah.
have something to say about that. See,
Because you got
this
a
is
whole
what
lot of different ways to
exactly,
Mm-hmm.
exactly. Okay, uh, question number 3. We know the Bible didn't fall from the sky,
Mm-hmm.
so therefore it was written, and it had to be written by man and probably his thoughts and the way he felt or was feeling.
Mm-hmm.
So um, why is it, if everybody got the pieces, why haven't we came together on this religion subject or this God subject?
We was not meant to come together in the Old Testament, for we was together. But during the Tower of Babel, God split us up and give everybody different language, different tongues. Now see what I mean? So we've been in a state of division ever since the Tower of Babel. And that was years ago. And right now, that's where we at, in the division.
So who can say whose religion is right? If everybody got a religion, who can say who religion is right or this is the right way to go? If everybody got pieces of the right, why we haven't come to some type of conclusion of what right is? And
Simply because we in a stage of competition. Everything is based on competition. The religion, everything. The sports, you know. So everybody's competing. See? As long as they're competing, they ain't gonna come together because remember, they're competing for people. So the bigger the religion, the more people you
so
control.
they're really competing for the soul.
Yes. Well, yeah, for the body, whatever you
The
want.
soul, yeah, the
Yeah.
soul.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Okay. Next question, number 4. What time? How much time we on? 12. We good. Um, there was an artist that grew up in Jamaica, and I don't want to, put no name on it, but I want to give you an idea of where I'm
Okay.
coming from. There was an artist that grew up in Jamaica and ended up being a big name in the reggae business
Mm-hmm.
and female. And if I say the name, then automatically you're gonna know who I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want to do it like that.
Right.
So, but I was watching some stuff a while back on her documentary,
Mm-hmm.
and she was like, she thought this thing was gonna save the world,
Mm-hmm.
what she was in, and she so-called changed her face. She didn't do that no more, and she changed her faith and went into this. My question is it possible to change faith?
Yes. Yes. See, you can have faith in something that is false. And when you learn that it's false, you just can't continue in the false faith. So you won't go change from that to one that you think is more right. See, I changed religion because I felt that way. See, some, uh, well, let me put it like this. And all the religion teaches that theirs are the best. Theirs are the only one and all like that. Because they want to keep the people. You see what I mean?
Okay, so if you're changing the faith, is you changing the way you eat, the way you think, the way you worship? Maybe you prayed this way, now you're going to pray this way because you changed your faith?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Uh, if you change your religion from one to another, you usually follow the traditions of the religion that you choose. Yeah, you change it from the old to the new.
But what if the new is the old?
Well, if the new is the old, and it probably is because you know the oldest religion in the world is voodoo, if you really want to know. And all
Yeah,
the
that's,
religions
yeah.
that you see now is a part of voodoo. Islamic, Christianity, or Judaism, they all started from a form of voodoo.
So, Do you think that changed your feeling
Oh yes.
of the faith that you was?
Mm-hmm. Look, if you change your religion, it's for a reason. You found some fault in this one, so you want to go to this one that you don't find the fault in. So everybody want to be where they're comfortable at, you know. And if you're not comfortable in there, you might as well leave. You ain't gonna get on
Right.
that.
I hit you even more. Do it change your feeling for God? So the way you was worshiping this way, do it change the feeling for God?
Yeah, I said do, because if you've been worshiping a false God, then come to the knowledge of what you consider the real God, definitely you will change.
Mm, mm, mm. You know, when we talk about these false prophets, false God or false idols or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of hard. What time? 15 minutes? Good. Um, when we talk about these false gods and false prophets, and just like when people say people hating,
Mm-hmm.
you know, we hear that a lot, but we don't have no face that says I'm a hater on it. So how we know who hating, how we know who's a false prophet and the false gods is when we don't have no type of what they be saying identity, something that you can identify with.
Mm-hmm.
You know, don't people have different ways to identify with different religions based on symbols?
Mm-hmm. But when you look at it in that line there, what? Ask me that again, cause I want to make sure.
When you got false prophets,
Mm-hmm.
false doctrine or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
how can you tell that's false when we can't put a face on it? Just like when people be saying, "Oh, they hating, they be hater," but you never say a name or put a face on hating. So hating just like it's floating through the air. So these false prophets, these false preachers, I mean, with any of them that's on there. So how can you tell they false when you really can't put no identity to it?
What you do, that's why it's necessary to study.
Mm.
Now, it's necessary to study to compare them and make the difference and make the choice, because you got to make a choice. And I want to say one thing, going back to another question there. Ethiopia is the oldest Christian in the world. They have the book still intact, the Holy Bible intact, Enoch and all the Apocryphs, the 13 or 14 book, all is in the Ethiopian text. You know, I just want to spell that out.
Thank you for bringing that up, Brother Rose.
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't want to go all to that, but
Mm-hmm.
like I said, this is what this is all about. Get people thinking, and then they want to add or take away, or you know. And at the end, Brother Rose can give you his Facebook information in case you want to speak to him directly. Okay, so that false prophecy and changing your religion and all of that. And the reason why I asked that question because when I saw the person, like it seemed like when they was in this faith, looked like they was into a lot to what they was, but since they've been in that faith, look like they kind of going down. But that's just my opinion, okay? From the visual, like that's why I was saying the identity part.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Okay.
let me say something here. Now, in religion, there you'll find that this what got me. At that time, I was going with a religion that told me, accept. That's where it started. You want to accept the Lord Jesus. Go on, and stuff like that. But when I went into the other one, it said to me, submit. For all shall submit to God, both willing and unwilling. Now tell me, which one you think is the ruling force? That God that begged his parishioner to accept me, or one that said all should submit, both willing and unwilling? So that would made my mind up. So I thought I'd go with the one that said all should submit.
All shall.
Mm-hmm.
Like we all come short
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
of the glory.
Right.
Okay, well, what I like about the Bible, I like the sense it makes.
Mm-hmm.
I like the sense it make. Now, whether it's real or that person real and all of that, I don't. But if you want to press me on issues, that's a whole new different thing. Okay, I got my last question for you. Time check. 20. Okay, so I'm about 25 is what I wanted to be. Perfect. Um, in the book, whether it's the Old Testament or the New Testament, is there somewhere where Jesus or whoever says honor the slave master?
Yeah. In the book of Philippians, in the New Testament, Paul
Who
met a
says it?
slave. Wait, let me tell you.
Okay, my bad.
Paul met a servant that had escaped from slavery. And he talked to the slave and told him to go back into captivity. You know. Yeah, in the book of
Could you say that again, please?
Go back into captivity.
No, from the beginning.
Okay. That was a scripture in Philippians in the New Testament where Paul run up on a slave who had escaped out of slavery. And his advice was to tell him to go back. And he would pray for his master and tell him to be better to him and just like that. You know. And that's in the Bible to this day.
And is there any more in the Bible that says something about honoring the slave too?
Look, the slave in those days, it was an honor to own slaves. You would look at a big man, a big woman, if you own slaves. And the more you own, the bigger you would look at. See?
Okay, so I just asked a question, and the camera person is shaking their head, but they can't see the camera person. But I would like for her, if she would like to say something, she ain't got to turn the camera on her. Because when I said, is there more passages in that Bible that state that you're supposed to honor the slave master? And the camera person is saying, yeah. So can you say them without putting the camera on you?
I know it's in the New Testament, and I ran across it just in my Bible reading the other day. And it said exactly in its words that the slave should listen to its master. And when I read it, I was just a little bit of my spirit cringed. I ain't gonna lie.
Now, who was saying that? Who said the slave should listen?
Now, who quoted it and where it came from, I'm not able to think of the exact verse, but I can put it back on here later on. Actually,
send
when
a comment.
yes,
This is
we'll
what this
put a
is all
comment
about.
in.
This is what
We
this
will
all
put a
about.
comment in,
Okay.
so it will be there.
Okay, so we good now. And that was my last question, but I got one more good one, y'all. In the Bible, how can you say when God is speaking, and like they have it in red, that's when God's speaking? Who says when God is speaking in the Bible?
No, there's no place where God spoke in there red or black.
Well, don't they say this is when God speaks?
Wait. This is what Jesus supposed to say it when he was here, written in red. They took Jesus, the Christ, and made him into God. See?
So you saying when they say this is God, when God's speaking, that came from
word.
Jesus'
Jesus'
words.
word, right. You don't find it nowhere in the red writing in the Old Testament. You mean God didn't speak until he got to the New Testament? Come on.
But am I correct in the question? Don't the questions don't they say this is when God's speaking and when it's in the red?
Because
So
they took Jesus and made him into God.
but was the question right?
Right, yeah.
The question was right and everything. I just wanted to add my 2 cents. Pastors and preachers are selling that Jesus is God. But we started off 20 years ago, because I've been doing this for about 20 years now, studying the Bible, trying to walk a different way. They were separate. So that's all I wanted to add.
But we're about ready to sum it up, so she can finish adding a little bit. And I want to thank Brother Rose, and if you want to give you some information how to find him on Facebook or whatever, and if Lady Slave would like to say something else, and finish off, because these were some good answers and good reasoning, good reasoning. And I will be getting back with you on some more of this type of stuff because for myself, like I say, when it comes to the Bible, I like for stuff to just make sense. If it's going to make us all get along, then I'm with it. But if it's going to single somebody out, if we all can't be in the boat, then hey, if we're going to be running around the bush, I ain't got time. I gotta be in line with you on something. So appreciate the camera, okay? Appreciate Brother Rose. If you want to contact him, you can get him through. Maybe he got a Facebook or whatever. I let him say goodnight to y'all.
Well, I want to say nice to be here on the show, and I hope I said something that would lead somebody to the light that come from darkness, and I hope that we can have more shows like this because the young people got to know what they're being taught or not being taught.
Exactly.
You know,
so help with the comments.
So one thing you will know that we have been misled throughout the history. We've been falsely taught.
Facts.
Blindly taught.
Facts.
See?
Facts. And that's why they don't even want to teach the real slavery stuff no more.
That's right, but they want to keep with the lie. That's the problem. But a lie can't stand against truth.
No
See?
way.
So they won't win because truth will knock his head off.
Okay. Thanks again, Brother Rose. Well, thank the camera, Lady Slay. And it's your boy, I Sir Slay, out the gate. Appreciate y'all. Be getting back at you. All right? Blessed love every time. Sing.